Good afternoon, Dr. Bass. My name is Tiara Gaines. I am a senior psychology major with a minor in political science, um, attending Clark Atlanta University. I have conducted my research this semester on conceptualizing the harm done by sexual assault to HBCU students and how critical administration and faculty members should receive certified trainings, how critical it is for them to receive certified trainings. So overall, this particular topic is extremely to not only millennial college students, but is equally as important to college administration, faculty, staff members, and also professors. So oftentimes sexual assault is seen as a topic that should not be discussed or discussed behind closed doors. But I'm trying to my research. The purpose of this was to acknowledge the seriousness and how impactful sexual assault can be to HBCU college students. Um, it is critical to enlighten HBCU students and college administrators about the aftermath and how to care for a victim who has been sexually assaulted. Um, the theory that I use to guide this research would be the action identification theory, and this was developed by Robin Falliter and Daniel Wegner. And basically, it specifies the principle by which people adapt a single act identity for their behavior and it outlines the conditions under which people maintain this act. So, in a long shot, people usually know what they're doing, intend to do, or have done in the past. Now, this relates to my particular topic, being that 9 times out of 10, a victim knows their sexual assault. Um, what's the word? They know their sexual assault perpetrator. So, and not to mention, the perpetrator also knows the victim. Hence, people know what they are doing and what they intend to do. Sexual assault is not something that's always forced. Sometimes, in a lot of cases, it's done within coercion, or persuasion, or even spiking a drink, or trying to get someone drunk in order to participate in a sexual intercourse that they don't want to participate in. So those are just having to do with the intentions of what people or the perpetrator would want to do. The gaps within my literature include making it mandatory to implement sexual assault training courses within the curriculum, being of first year seminar students, and to also make it mandatory that college administration, faculty members, and professors also participate in a yearly um, training and or seminar, so they can also be educated on what sexual assault is, and also how to I would say support the victim at hand, because a lot of times I feel as though we may know what sexual assault is, but we don't know exactly how to cater to a victim who has been sexually assaulted. So within the trainings that I want to get implemented at the university, I feel as though the trainings will definitely somewhat force the professors and administration to learn how to correctly and properly handle a sexual assault situation, and to not only properly handle it, but properly punish those who were involved or had something to do with their sexual assault encounter. Let's see. So my two variables, the variables that I discussed in my research, these variables will be variable one will be looking at the occurrence of sexual assault on campus, and variable two will be how critical and impactful it will be if individuals were trained correctly on this matter. Um, let's see. I did find various other studies that talked about my topic or similar to my topic. Everyone's kind of just on the same page as me when I researched and looked at different topics pertaining to my research, and different research has already been conducted. So they pretty much said the same things: how administration doesn't really know how to handle the situation, how it's kind of always swept under the rug, how students and victims don't really feel as though they received the justice that they deserve, and that kind of ties into the punishment that the perpetrator receives as well. So this is I would say this will be a nationwide issue. This is something that concerns not only HBCU campuses, but also PWI campuses as well. So it's just something to really look at and not just define it as an HBCU issue. Even though my research was conducted at an HBCU from HBCU students, it's not just an HBCU issue. This is a nationwide issue, even for people who are not even in school. Not only college students get sexually assaulted, obviously, there's various people within the community who get sexually assaulted, raped, and or other things. So like I said, my participants within this study were HBCU college campus students, being male and female between the ages of 19 and 24. They're all of African American descent, and they all do currently attend Clark Atlanta University. So doing my research, I had my participants participate in a survey, and it was conducted through a Google Docs template. The participants were asked to use their phone so that they could receive the survey via AirDrop to their iPhones, and if they also did not have an iPhone, we also did provide written, printed out surveys as well for Android users and such of that nature. So overall, how I started this research, how I went about going about this research, and how my step by step for this was I'm currently in social justice with Dr. Mitchell for this semester, and we had to pick a social justice issue that we felt as though needed more acknowledgement and things of that nature on campus. So to start off with, I held a house meeting with my class and classmates along with Dr. Mitchell, and we discussed exactly what topic at hand would be the topic and how to actually execute this plan. So I asked my classmates directly what issues they felt like they were facing on campus and what needed more attention. From the various topics including housing, financial aid, parking, more options to serve in the CAF, I felt as though the best option, the best topic that I picked would be that of sexual assault and post-sexual assault care would be the most prominent issue that we need to discuss at hand. Not saying that the other issues are not important, but as far as for my research and what I felt in my heart was more important would definitely be the sexual assault and the post-sexual assault care for the victims and students. So once I found my topic and all of that nature, I proceeded to research and find articles and statistics regarding to my topic. In the meantime, once I conducted the majority of my research, I started to plan my event. Now, the event that we had to plan was for social justice within Dr. Mitchell's class. And the event that I planned was entitled Cookies and Cream. Not Cookies and Cream, Cookies and Convo. And the purpose of this event was to create a safe space for students, college administration, faculty, professors, and staff to all come and join and be a part of the safe space where we can openly discuss sexual assault and openly discuss what issues that we're facing and how can we better take more preventive measures to prevent sexual assault on campus and not only prevent it, but also where can students go for post-care and post-trauma and just, counseling and counseling and things of that nature for, their traumatizing things that they've been through as far as sexual assault. So this event was very fun. We held it November 21st in the TCO boardroom. The turnout was great. So within the beginning half of the event, we had the audience and or participants participate in interactive games. And within these games, they were related to sexual assault. We were just kind of asking them, do they know of anyone who has been sexually assaulted? Do they know where and who to report to? Just things that they're trying to see where their mind was as far as before we got to the second half of the event. And the second half was actually a panel. And on our panel, we had several representatives within the Atlanta community. And regarding that, we had Jasmine Holloway, who is a Grady physician at Grady Hospital. And we also had two APD officers from Atlanta Police Department. And we additionally had a Title IX student representative who was also on the panel from Clark Atlanta University. And within these four panelists, we just had them basically just answer questions that I came up with for the panel, but we also gave the audience a chance to ask them questions and give their scenarios and ask them how should they go about this situation versus that situation, and really just kind of reading in between the lines and just giving clarity to the students on campus about how to report sexual assault, what is sexual assault, what are my rights as a student, what are my rights as a victim, who can I report it to, just different questions that we asked the panelists. And they, they briefly just gave us, their answers and things like that, as well as it was very important and critical for me to also make sure that the audience could give their feedback and also ask their specific questions that they had to the people who represented our community. Because it's important for the students to see or have representatives in the community to come to campus to speak about this issue, So it kind of changed the dynamic of things, and I feel like it went well. I feel like it really went well, and I feel like everyone was able to open up. It was a very open discussion. No one was, too shy to really say anything. It was very open and just very transparent, and it, like I said, we just kind of created a very safe space for everyone. Yeah, so like I said, afterwards, after the event, they all submitted their survey, which I said we had airdropped it to their iPhones. And the results in the survey, a few questions from the survey, I asked them would they be interested if the university implemented sexual assault/rape courses into one's core curriculum. So we had 76.9% say yes, and then we had 23.1% say no. We asked them to share some new things that they learned at the event, and they learned some of these are open responses. So they learned their rights, the resources that were provided on campus, the difference between rape and sexual assault, and also the consensual age in Georgia. And last but not least, we asked, now that you have been exposed to the effects of sexual assault, would you want to be a student activist against sexual assault if a chartered organization was to exist on campus? So 92.9% voted yes and 7.1% voted no. So overall, I would say from my research, from my study that I conducted, I think it actually went well. And by well, I mean that I was able to bring in members from the community, as well as teachers, students, administration, and faculty members all into the same room so that we could discuss the issue at hand as far as being sexual assault on campus and how it occurs, and also how it is so important to have post-sexual assault care. That's why I gave plenty of them references as far as on-campus references to report crimes, and also off-campus sites to report, their different crimes and things of that nature. And overall, I do want to take this research and I want to present it to the president of Clark Atlanta University. I want to present it to Title IX. I want to present it to the Counseling and Disability Center. I really want to present this research so that we can get things done here at Clark Atlanta University. I just feel as though I'm very passionate about this. And I feel as though as long as I'm able to get my voice heard by the help of my peers and faculty members as well, we will be able to stop or abolish this issue of sexual assault on campus. And we also just wanted it to be as where administration and faculty members took it more seriously than they do now. We kind of just feel like as a student body, everything is kind of just swept under the rug and just kept on, hush and quiet mode. But this is a serious issue that people need to speak out on and get clarity on and get help on. So, like I said, my name is Tiara Gaines. I thank you for listening to my video, and I hope that you enjoy my research.